East is religious, West is scientific. So, when you're hiking, do not conquer the mountain. Align your consciousness with it, befriend the mountain. Jesus fought. However, he could never use anger. Similar to Buddhists, they could only use the expression of love first, and they are wanting to use anger to help someone. They could, however, only they would use the intention of love. We have the duality between anger and love. Use love like a Buddhist would use. Don't use anger. So anytime, there's darkness, you bring light. So if there's anger, you bring love. To sleep, effort is not the key. It is effortlessness. Lie in bed. Breathe effortlessly. When the mind is silent, the ego is no more. You must realize that the mind has identified with some egoic attachment if it's constantly. The desire to think is an egoic attachment, and it is the number one thing that people just don't understand how bad it is. I want to think all the time so I don't get to act in a higher accordance with God. So don't have the desire to think constantly. Just remove the ego, remove the desire to think. Okay, when you're fasting, say the hunger is there. I am not the hunger. Not just I am not the hunger. Say the hunger is there. You bring acceptance. Not just the negative, but bring the positive and acceptance. So that's with anything, any type of bad situation. Bring the positive, bring acceptance. The ego only likes something difficult. Simple, it is never satisfied. Passivity means do not do, just be. To be passive and receptive and free versus active and struggle. So we like to be so relaxed. Remember, it's about effortlessness. However, it does not mean never be lazy. Not being lazy. It is about being passive. You can have an active body and mind, but being passive is the main thing. Adjust yourself to passivity. Inhale is life. We're giving good oxygen to the mind. Exhale is a surrender. We must be in contact with the metaphysical when the lungs are fully emptied. So let's work on building the life and then also in contact with the metaphysical, the higher self. So I want you to work on 3 types of breathing. 4 times, which I just did, and then I'm going to do 8 times. And then also 12 times. And then you want to focus on the full inhalation, also the full exhalation. So let's do 4 again. And then we're going to do 8 again, and 12. Actually, don't do 12 too much. Just 4 and 8 are good. And 12 a little bit. So this is a very good way, 4, you do each breath is more than the last. 8 for low, 4 high. 12 for low, 4 medium, 4 high. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just incrementally. Exhale all the air out of your lungs, also fill the lungs. Good. It is not about being able to exhale with weakness. It is about fully being strong. When you're strong in the face of adversity, it's about the strength when the air is out of the lungs. Your anxiety, anguish, anger, sadness all belong to life. With a full exhalation, you are fully relaxed. No bad heart or mental heart. There are 4 personalities with 2 persons who are partners. Mind, body, feeling, and thought. Mind is the first thing. We have to attach ourselves to mind. Then you must go with thought. After, we will go with body and then feeling. Follow that order. Mind, thought, body, feeling. There are 3 elements to life. The first being timelessness. The second being no ego. And the third, finding that you are natural, and for the first time your desire is lost. It's finding your authentic self. It is not the person who causes the anger, it is a person who feels the anger that is the problem. If you're experiencing the anger, you are the problem. Not the anger, not the cause of the anger. It's a self. It is you experiencing the anger. Okay, so as a spectator, watch the sunrise and sunset. You can do anything, but he must remain watching with the same emotion. The same thing with meditation. Watch your mind with the same emotion. Don't watch with anger, don't watch with any of these other things that I mentioned before. Anxiety, anguish, sadness, anger. With happiness and unhappiness, and choose the middle path. Again, we want a mantra to overcome unhappiness. Anger and fear is what men use. We need to go out to the medium. What is the motivation without these emotions? So, acceptance, like I said, is what gets rid of fear. And we cannot be a man with too much anger. So we have to attach anger and our fear. This is another thing you can write down. How are anger and fear related? Meditation could be any act. It is not what you're doing, it is the quality of the act. Meditation could be any act. It is not what you're doing. We have to know, again, I have to relate the one I said before. So, like I said, the quality of the act. So, water and vapor. I wanted to say this one more time. Enlightenment is all about the water and vapor. A sudden jump, just like meditation. So, the quality of your meditation must be to a very high standard if you hope to achieve that jump. And we can do it. We just have to put in the effort to make a good quality meditation. Before you're willing to trust others, make sure you can trust yourself. When feeling and desire are not present, you are here with your meditation. You don't want to be in misery, so we must stay away from these other negative emotions. Like I said, the quality of your meditation. Spirituality is less about experiencing the ego and more about experience. Where all matter is real, it is something that for sure thoughts and we have to relate matter to the ego and experience. And so when you think of experience, we have to make sure the ego is not there. It's not, and replace matter with the ego. So matter is something physical, be related to your body. The ego is something that we cannot maintain a positive frame of mind. When you're going through good experience, you want to make sure that you dissolve the ego and you use matter, you use physical energy to replace the ego. Where you experience emotions or ethics from the center, it is mirrored to the external. When you are alone, you are the ego. You must rid yourself of everything internally from your past to really achieve that higher self, a higher inner development. For men, jumping from one thing to the next is easier because of their thinking. For women, like gradually moving from one thing to the other. It is why they're so disciplined, they're so cultivated in everything they do. But a man can, go do so many things at once, and but then it can be our demise as well. We go do so many things and we accomplish it a lot of times, but then what if we don't want to do anything at all? It's not fair, right? So we should learn from women, move more gradually and consistently, and we won't have those days where there's just no energy to do all of those things that we normally do. So learn from women for sure. Live to the maximum. Where thought is minimum experience, feeling is maximum. Love is to be fearless. And so when you have fear, you should turn to love. When thoughts cease, you are your true self. A mantra can also be used for insomnia. Buddha suffered because he worried too much. Anxiety, don't be your ego, live within your body. When your attention is no, then you're not in the body, and wherever you feel joy, you're not in the body, but it's still positive. So you don't have to always be in the body to experience a healthy state of meditation. You can still be thinking if you want to. So body and mind, and tread the middle path. Okay, focus the attention on a flower. I am the outside world, not just the flower. The subject and object at the same time. So we have to reach the enlightenment. Don't focus so much on the infinite, focus on the finite. So we have something you're meditating on, like a plant, or anything, any object. It is good, but also go beyond it and start with it, then go beyond it eventually. When you cling or attachment to something, even positive things, God will discipline you through selfish attachment. Desire is okay, as long as it is selfless. If you are a witness in sorrow, you will soon be involved in bliss. So don't become too involved in sorrow. So only be a witness to your sadness. And if you're just a witness, then maybe it can become bliss one day. Don't use fear as a way to love. If you are insecure, it is a door to the divine. To put security on fear. So don't become too insecure about your fear. Just put the lock on it. Put the security on your fear. A weak person will change the world. A strong person will change themselves. So even a weak person could change the world through meditation. You know, a strong person can change themselves, show they're strong. We can change the world through meditation. Buddha uses compassion, not passion. Buddhists in Asian countries, they take the word out of the dictionary. They say no substance in the world using the word is. So life is like a river. Nothing just is. It's philosophical. We'll have to think about it. Matter is illusory energy, but is real. So we always must focus on matter when we're meditating. There are 3 layers. First matter, and energy, illumination. Also, energy and illumination are important. Great ideas are not formed by intelligence, but the intuition. You won't be able to think. A great idea will be there, a sudden realization. So, thank you for watching my 3 videos. I really appreciate you. Have a good day.